started my career long ago when I graduated from medical college. I always dreamed of being an actor or a doctor. But I think, see, you get confused between the two. Uh, but I am everything today that I never thought I'd be. I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an actor, I'm a producer, I'm a restaurateur, uh, managing to do a lot of things, successful in most of them. Um, been lucky. I think it's the entrepreneurial skill of mine and the family, which started with my father, that's gone down to me, where I've been able to get opportunities, grab them, and succeed with them. Um, Winning and losing is part of the game, but I guess I've been blessed, I've been lucky that I succeeded in most of the things that I did. I think passion is what entrepreneurs must first have and foremost. They must live and breathe for the business enterprise. They have to be zealots about the business models and evangelists for the products or services. They have to be. If they weren't, the stress and financial pressures of running a fledgling business would completely wipe them out. I know this personally because I tried and have developed a model within the pharmaceutical business where in the business, my question that I asked me, why do you need to spend so much money on advertising? Why do you need to invest money first and then wait for the returns to come later? In a pharma business, the reps go, they go to the doctor, they meet, they get the immediate prescription and the sales come. But those of you who are part of an FMCG will understand that here, the advertising has a major role to play in getting the push and pull strategy. And unless you invest, and unless you invest for long term, and unless you invest deep down, you're not able to pull the consumers to get your products and ask them to take them. So it's always a question that I face even today is that, okay, you want us to invest so much in advertising, you want us to invest so much in promotion, when will we get the returns? And before the returns come, the question already asked, oh, we invested so much money, but the money has not come back. So why should we put more? We have been able to forge major alliances with a lot of international companies. Elder as a group has always been a company and probably one of the first multinational nationals in the industry, having worked with more than 30 to 35 international companies. And that has always been because one of our focuses has been to partner international brands in the country. Courage is another defining trait of entrepreneurs. To understand the odds against success and still forge ahead, knowing many battles will be lost en route, requires a certain amount of fearlessness. Entrepreneurs are purposeful in their tactics and can think on their own feet. Yet, they regularly face daunting challenges whose failure to overcome will spell certain disaster for their business ventures. Their ability to face these challenges without fear enables the entrepreneurs to succeed where others cannot. An entrepreneur is always thinking ahead, perpetually in motion towards well-defined goals. Diligent pursuit of progress is a hallmark. It also means being compassionate, transparent, objective, and humble. It used to be that companies were evaluated solely on two metrics: their ability to produce cash flow and their ability to innovate. But now, companies are also evaluated on how they perform as corporate citizens. A company's willingness to do things for the public and be socially responsible is a core element of performance. Compassion is important as today more companies are engrossed in making profits and are churning out new and innovative products as fast as ever. Yet, they are being vilified in the marketplace because of a perception that they are greedy and are failing to have compassion for the middle class predicament of having a difficult time paying for commodities in the market. Certainly, this is not good for sustaining corporate value. Young entrepreneurs need to consider the needs to be socially responsible if they are to lead the way for the future. Transparency is equally important. Both investors and the marketplace have their decisions related to your business partly because of trust. People are always willing to pay a premium for peace of mind and integrity. To build trust, an entrepreneur needs to be transparent. In our organization, we have a very open door policy. Anybody is free to walk in and discuss any issues. They don't need to take appointments with the secretaries and the executive assistants because we believe that at the end of the day, if at my level or my father's level or my brother who's the Joint Managing Director of Elder Pharma, we are not open and accessible to people at all levels. We will never understand what is going wrong and what is the problem of the company. More than often when you run an organization, today as a group we employ more than 5,000 people across India and certain countries of the world. And we try, I don't remember the names of 5,000 people, but I have about 300 people working in the elder house in my building. And I can say at least I know name of more than 200 people who work there. That only happens is when because you're accessible and you're open to them and you say and hi hello to them as you walk down, just give them a pat, just feed them along the way. That makes you more human, that makes you more transparent, that makes you more lovable, that makes you more approachable. And that is one of the most successful signs that if you want to succeed, you want to be an entrepreneur, you've got to be approachable at all levels. Today, Elder Healthcare is part of more than 1,500 Elder Pharma that was incorporated in 1987 and is one of the leading pharma companies in India. My father has been a true source of inspiration and today still is. He's 76, but I think he forgot the 7 is 1 and he still thinks he's 16. And he's still running the company and he's still very much part of it. And I think that's one of the hallmarks of being an entrepreneur, that when it's your baby till the end. And I respect that aspect because, you know, he started Elder when he was 50. It's very difficult at the age of 48 and 50 to start a company, have 500 people working for you, believing in you, working for you without salaries, and then to take the company to this level. And I think my father is one of the biggest and most successful entrepreneurs that I have ever known. And for me, he's also going to be my role model. And I always tell everybody that if I can be half the man and half the entrepreneur that he is, I would have considered myself a successful entrepreneur in this world. I think there'll be a long way before I can emulate his success as an entrepreneur in this company. To summarize, I hope I haven't bored you. I know it's been a long evening and I'm sure there's something. These are just a few experiences and thoughts that I'd like to share with you as my experience as an entrepreneur. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak to you. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to make a difference in the lives of others through entrepreneurship. I would wish all of you continued success in the future and look forward to getting an opportunity to be a part of this conference again and meeting you again. I wish all of you become much more successful entrepreneurs and business people in the years to come. Thank you.